We're taking comments from you on Facebook, and you can also call us when we open the lines at 7 a.m. But there is very heart-rending story from the Punch newspaper. Herdsmen uprooted my 5 million naira cassava farm for their cows to eat. Oyo farmer. A farmer in the Akinola local government area of Oyo State, Olalekan Tajudeen, has narrated his ordeal in the hands of nomadic herdsmen, including how they uprooted his 5 million naira cassava farm for their cows to feed on. Tajudeen, who said he obtained a loan of 5 million naira to start his farming business in the Akinola local government area, said the herders have since denied him of a fruitful venture. The farmer in his late 40s spoke when a Punch team visited the Elekuro, Ejitolu, Mele, Idioson, Akala, Oja, Ode, and Alaja villages in the Akene local government area recently. The team visited the villages following reported cases of herdsmen oppression, invasion of farmlands, kidnappings, killings, amongst others. The farmer said, "I took a loan of 5 million naira to begin my farm business. Now the cows have eaten up all the crops on the farm. Please help us. Help us tell the government our plight. Government officials can come and inspect the destruction if it appears a lie. The herdsmen uprooted my cassava farm for their cows to graze," he cried out. According to the farmer, the herdsmen moved with guns, cutlasses, and other dangerous weapons. The issue started 2 years ago. I came to the farm with my wife that day. On our way home, the herders waylaid me. I went away with my bike and the 700,000 naira I made from the tractor and the cassava I sold that day. I was beaten mercilessly, and I wanted to show to them that I am a 45 Yoruba man, but my wife was with me. If I tried to overpower them with my strength, what about my wife? That was why I released the money to them that day. Ever since, it has been from one destruction of farmland to another. We want the government to come to our rescue, assist us. May God not ruin you. We're tired of farming, Tajudeen said. Imagine such frustration from a farmer who says they're tired of farming because some elements will come into their farm and destroy their fruits, their labor, as it were, destroy their farms. Okay, so that's the country that we live in. That's the nation that we are living in, and I hope that something will be done about that. I saw another story here. Customs propose ban on vehicle above 7 years. So brace up for that. There's a proposal from the Customs. The House of Representatives Committee on Customs and Excise has proposed a revenue target of 1.56 trillion naira for the Nigeria Customs Service in 2021, up from the original 1.4 trillion naira proposition. The amount was set for the NCS in 2020 before the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic that led to a downward review of the target to 1.3 trillion. The committee resolved to jack up the figure at the budget defense session held with the Controller General of the NCS, Colonel Hamid Ali, in Abuja on Tuesday. Ali, however, decried that the African Continental Free Trade Area and the World Trade Organization agreements entered into by Nigeria were already affecting the country's revenue negatively. The customs proposed a ban on importation of vehicles that had been used for more than 7 years. Chairman of the committee, Leke Abejide, said the lawmakers will retain the targets on duties and value-added tax collection, and the customs was able to surpass the reduced target during the lockdowns, while the COVID-19 pandemic was already over. All right, so government customs proposing ban on vehicles above 7 years. How many Nigerians can even afford vehicles within that range? That's the question you need to ask. How many Nigerians? Okay, let's go to the Guardian newspaper this morning, and the story there. Be ruthless with bandits, kidnappers, sponsors. Buhari orders service chiefs. We had this from Monguno yesterday. Reps Minority Caucus rejects $1.5 billion for repair of refinery. Oshibajo, Oshofisan preach one indivisible Nigeria. For how long are we continuing to preach this without dealing with the issues that make it attractive for secessionists to flourish in Nigeria? Okay, Nigeria loses 20% passenger traffic over Emirates Etihad exit. So that's a very bad news for the aviation sector in Nigeria today. I'd like to take a look at this business sector very quickly. The suspension of Emirates Airlines and Etihad's withdrawal from Nigerian airspace has caused the country at least a 20% decline in international passenger traffic. The Guardian learned that the decline was a major setback for air travel's gradual recovery that earlier climbed to 45% of pre-COVID-19 traffic. Meanwhile, foreign airlines have rallied behind the controversial rapid antigen tests as a better alternative to the popular polymerase chain reaction PCR test standard for COVID-19. To that effect, the International Air Transport Association, IATA, has urged government to accept best-in-class rapid antigen tests following the publication of new research findings. The federal government lately suspended the United Arab Emirates UAE national carrier Emirates over the arbitrary imposition of rapid antigen testing on Nigerian travelers to UAE and refusal to reverse the order. Okay, that's coming from the Guardian this morning. So let's see, what do we have in the Tribune? Nigeria records 121 new COVID-19 infections, total now 162,762. And this one says, Tinubu meant recruitment of 50,000, not 50 million youths into the army. Okay, so it was a slip by the birthday chief. Because when we read 50 million youths into the army, are we trying to overrun the nation with military boys? Right, so maybe we'll take that rejoinder. Former Lagos State Governor, Senator Bola Tinubu, erroneously mentioned the need for the recruitment of 50 million youths into the army on Monday. His media aide, Tunde Rahman, has said this explanation comes to the heels of questions raised by some Nigerians over the 50 million figure quoted by Tinubu during the 12th Bola Tinubu colloquium held in Kano on Monday. So it meant 50,000 and not 50 million. So for all those who have been having trouble with those figures, you got clearance right there. FG declares Friday, Monday public holidays to mark Easter celebration. And this one says, identify, take out leaders of bandits, kidnappers. Buhari directs. And in Ebonyi, many killed, others injured as suspected herdsmen attack Ebonyi State. Sad. Another break is imminent. When we come back, we'll take your calls. Stay with us.
Splash FM 105.5.
GoTV decoder will come with 1 month GoTV Jolly subscription. Don't drop from 8,400 naira to 6,900 naira.
Splash FM 105.5.
Mamas, on a good one, for your pikin bright smile, make sure say them they brush every day with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out.
Splash FM 105.5.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Hi, it's Priyanka Anisha with BBC Minute.
Brazil has suffered its highest daily coronavirus deaths. There were nearly 3,800. President Bolsonaro is under increased pressure of his handling of the pandemic amid a political crisis.
Neighboring Bolivia has said it will focus its vaccination program on areas that border Brazil following concerns of the spread of the infection.
Where is the vaccine, Scott? A top trend in Australia.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison's government is facing criticism after it fell 85% short of its promise of delivering 4 million COVID COVID vaccines by the end of March.
It announced last week that vaccine rollout wasn't urgent given the country's low infection rates.
Elsewhere, Germany has suspended the use of AstraZeneca's COVID jab for people under 60 over safety concerns.
In other news, divers in Indonesia found the cockpit voice recorder of a Sriwijaya air jet that crashed into the Java Sea shortly after takeoff in January. It killed all 62 people on board.
This is pretty cool. Google Maps is to start showing eco-friendly routes by highlighting journeys with the lowest emissions.
5:29 G.
BBC Minutes. Hi, it's Priyanka and Nisha.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Splash 105.5.
I'll be fast on my career.
Tune in and listen everywhere you go.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back. It's 2 minutes past 7 right here. 0809 51055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. I'd like to hear from you this morning. Marufo Smith on Facebook says, our agreement to stick together springs from the realization that those found in the embers of division are minority. It means that without the mindless mischiefs being perpetrated by these illusionists, most Nigerians would not have come to the awareness that the country may need to be dismembered. All right, thank you very much, Marufo Smith there. Abodundola says, a nation predicated on disintegration of Nigeria. However, good things can still emerge from our story. All right, thank you, Abodundola, for your comment there. I want to read from you. Please go over to our Facebook page this morning. If you just go to our Facebook page, I would like to read from you on that page this morning. We are on Facebook Live at the moment, and so we want to hear your comments. We want to read your thoughts. Olowo Tululope Temidope says, I don't subscribe to Yoruba Nation. For now, although that may be the last option, we should try to restructure and see if it works. If we have secession with the same players, it will only lead to internal war. We should not forget life and Ife Mudakeke war too soon. PMB can continue his medical trips, but it will be hypocritical to turn back to condemn PDP member and others on medical trips. PDP has no moral right to condemn PMB because Atiku did such completed his. Just completed his, I guess you want to write. They are all 6.5 dozen. We hope to have credible and visionary leaders and followers come 2023. We're better together if it will be managed well. God bless Nigeria. Samuel Okunwola, that's coming from Olowo Tolulope Temidope. Samuel Okunwola says, diversity of Nigerians does not need to go through war. This is 21st century. Let's dialogue by Sannemoyu, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. Okay, he is calling for a dialogue. Okay, so I'd like to hear from you. I guess we have people on the line already. Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Oluwaseun Akinola.
Good morning, Reverend Koye.
From Iworo, Ibadan.
Welcome.
Calvary greetings to you. And happy Easter to everyone out there. May the joy of this season be everlasting in our lives. Let me start with Mr. President. I wish our president speediest recovery and strength. May he come back strong in Jesus' name. On our unity and togetherness, this must be negotiated. Scripture said, can two people work together except they agree? Underline that word there, except. With that exception, there can never be an agreement. Can two people work together except they agree? And look at the clustering of several nations that we put together in Nigeria. There must be agreement for our togetherness to work meaningfully. I don't agree also to Yoruba Nation, but I solicit for devolution of power to the states and through federalism. And I'm appealing, we already have Yoruba nation. Let all the governors of Yoruba nation put their heads together and give us a better Yoruba land. Yoruba are known for pace setting. We have lost that glory. They should stop playing mere politics, stupid politics. They should come together rather than going from state to state, eating and drinking pepper soup. Let them come together.
I want you to mind. I want to mind the language.
Will be better than this. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Koye. All right. One thing he said that I love is that he said we already have a Yoruba nation and that the governors should come together and give us a better Yoruba states. That's a good submission there. Let me hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning. Please, can you speak up a little bit so that I can hear you?
Okay, Charles from Ghana Church.
Hey, Charles. Good morning, Charles.
Yes, you see, when two people are together, their togetherness is negotiable. You understand? But it must be with the right reasons. You see, the reason people are giving for the division of Nigeria is not tenable. People are giving these reasons out of frustration. Now, let me give you an example. Look at the news you just read about some people stashing money in UAE, almost $400 million. Tell me the kind of money they are losing in this country. Which country can make any headway with the kind of money they are losing in this country?
I don't think there's anyone that can survive such.
Is that?
I don't think any nation can survive development that way.
That is it. We have a monster in this country that is called corruption that all of us need to tackle. And if you don't tackle that monster now, even if we divide, if you still follow that division. Let me give you an example of your state. I think the former governor was saying he could not pay salary, he was paying half salary. When, hello?
Here with you, I can hear you. Let's round off your thoughts. Yes, I'm here.
Makinde was campaigning. He said he would pay salaries. And he did not doing it. Which means Nigeria can work if we have sincere and honest people at the helm of our affairs. We should stop causing division among ourselves and make this country work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles from Iyano Church this morning. There's a question running through my head, and I want to ask it. Who is afraid of referendum? There's referendum in our Electoral Act. If you want to recall your senator or House of Rep member, you can go through a referendum. Why can't we have a referendum clause in our constitution? Who is afraid of referendum? Good morning, who's there? Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, thank you for joining us.
Baba for now. Hello, Joe.
I'm here, sir. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
I'm SB Apotron from Makpete.
Aboduni, welcome, sir. Good to have you.
Who is going to save us? Some people are threatening to starve us in this part of the country. And some people are chasing farmers away from their farm. Where do we go from here? And the governors are not talking, or they are not doing anything that we know. How do you explain somebody picking a loan of 5 million naira, building a farm, and people will claim that it is the farmers that are blocking their routes? Why is it impossible for the farmers, for the herdsmen to build farms and feed their cows with cassava? How do you destroy other people's business to further your own? Something has to be done. Let them go and investigate that person's claim and do something. Otherwise, we are toying with starvation. I've said it several times that our governments in this part of this country must support agri. And one of the things they should do is to clear the forest and allow farmers to do their normal jobs. What is the sense in this? Who is going to support the farmers? We are yet to hear a decree or a law banning herdsmen from destroying farms as it was done in Ghana. Oh, God will bless you, will help us. Oh. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bodrin, this morning. It started with a song, crying for help. And you understand how Nigerians are frustrated by the system where they exist. Abayomi Ojoshegun says, secession is a violent way of gaining independence from the country called Nigeria. Referendum, dialogue, and MOU are better options. Unity and togetherness is a one-sided ideology. The states must be independent. Confederation is a better option. I believe in Nigeria as a nation where equity and justice take precedence, where rule of law is strictly followed. We want a Nigeria that work. Exactly. We want a Nigeria that work. I also desire a workable Nigeria. Shonaike Jacob Royal says, the period we assumed that we were stronger together had passed. The compass has lost its direction. So now we are seriously weaker, terribly injurious, horribly inflected, and sadly tired of staying together again. Therefore, let my people go. Shonaike Jacob Royal made that statement on our Facebook page this morning. I'd like to hear from you as well. I guess some of our guys are already calling. So if you're there, I'd like to hear from you this morning on Splash 105. And this is my last caller, also says. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Shane.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing? It's a Jiruka on the line. Contrary to what one of these speakers was saying, it is not Nigerians that are creating divisions among themselves. The divisions are already there. Is it a creating program for Nigeria? I pretend that as far back as 1954 or so, Ahmadu Bello told the colonial master, he said, this your contraction. He said, it can't work. He said, we need to bloodshed. The British kept pressing to continue to remain in Nigeria because they knew they needed him and the other Northerners to make Nigeria dry. They know that if they are now who are to take hold of southern Nigeria, they will transform southern Nigeria. They will not be able to exploit the resources of natural God that are given to southern Nigeria. That Ziko will galvanize Africa into freedom. That is why they kept pressing Ahmadu to remain in Nigeria. And unfortunately for him, like I said a while ago, the day the military thugs arrived in South on January 15, 1966 to pump bullets into his white-fed body, he must have regretted listening to the British. Because without him agreeing to remain in Nigeria, there's no reason on that. Why would Yogo and the other thugs would have gone there to go and kill him? That was bold strength leader to the north. If Ahmadu Bello was not killing that coup, all these men, Nigeria would not be in business. They would have taken him out of Nigeria. Because he had good plan, good vision. He knows his weakness, he knows his deficiencies. He knew that his people are not very good in administration. So when he expelled Southerners from Northern Nigeria, what did he do? He recruited foreigners, Indians, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Scots, West.
Yes, he had expatriates, sure.
And put this in place. And Northern Nigeria was working very well. Almost catching up with the North, the Southwest, and the Southeast. So the Nigerian creating divisions already there. There is nothing between between an Igbo man and a Fulani man. That's nothing.
Okay.
Let me start there for this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Bar. I always love it when you contribute. Thank you, Barisa Jeruka. Well, that's much we can take on newspaper headlines this morning. When I come back at 8 o'clock, I'll be extraying Ibadan City and its development trajectory. That's what I'll be doing when we come back at 8 o'clock. The city of Ibadan and its development trajectory will be my focus on the program this morning. Thank you so much. You can still get to make comments on our Facebook and Twitter, and we'll still like to read from you. Simply just hashtag the conversation. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Sports Bank at 7:30. Good morning. Have a wonderful morning.
Splash FM 105.5.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't turn the